Today we are with half of SOUTHSTRIP.
Cool boy.
I just put the juice in my veins, I'm not bruised. I just feel like pain, put the pain in the booth.
Constant.
And it's a late night studio sesh. What is the hardest part of being in the music industry?
It's like filtering out like fake and real people and trying to like establish relationships that are actually gonna like go farther than like the surface, if that makes sense.
Plus also the business side, because that shit's cutthroat as fuck.
And what have you learned that you didn't know before?
Me and Constant are low-key nerds, so we did a lot of research like before we got signed. It sounds like mad egotistical, but
Make sure you don't have a shitty manager.
get yourself a fucking lawyer, man.
What made you realize you want to make music your career?
I have like a specific time. I was like 16 and I watched this Post Malone interview, and for some reason he just like inspired the fuck out of me. And I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. And then 2 weeks later I got kicked out of my house and then started making music. Here I am.
Honestly, it was when I heard Only Built for Cuban Links by Raekwon. I got into Wu-Tang, and then that just made me be like, I want to do that shit. And it was gonna be either music or me being in the UFC or the military.
And was there a specific moment where you guys were like, I'm gonna take this serious?
I think the moment me and Constant met up back in 2016, we share the same goal, we have the same dream, and if we're there to motivate each other, and like when I'm feeling down, he would motivate me. When he was feeling down, I would motivate him, and we just like stuck it through. So I guess like meeting Constant, who is my business partner and one of my best friends, just meeting someone that shared the same goal as me motivated me. He was taking it seriously, and the more he would take it seriously, I would take it more, and then it was just like a constant like reciprocation of energy.
Yeah, I can't top that shit, what he said. I agree.
Who was your inspiration for music?
Korn, Kendrick, Linkin Park, Uzi, Lil Wayne, Deftones.
Wu-Tang Clan, Slim Shady, Eminem, like the early 2000s Eminem. Did I say Korn? Yeah. MF Doom, Odd Future, like the whole TDE, not just Kendrick for me, you know?
So what is the best part of being in the come up stage?
The best part of the come up stage is the internet thinks you're rich and you have all these cool things happening and like going on tour and performing at huge festivals. The downside of going through the struggle while you're still experiencing all these super cool things, being around a bunch of famous people all the time, but still being broke. It's low-key kind of my favorite part.
My favorite thing is to see how people treat you before everything finally pops up. People that closest to can switch up on you out of nowhere or be entitled to certain things, but been through a lot of that shit already. And we still broke for right now. That ass.
Guys, this is On Tape Manifestation.
I'm grateful everything goes my way.
I'm happy everything goes my way. We're gonna get deep. What is a hardship that you've went through that has changed your whole life for the better?
Getting kicked out of my house. I got kicked out of my foster home because I was like running away a lot, and then I ended up emancipating myself, and that was probably one of the biggest hardships that like forced me to grow up fast, be self-dependent, self-driven, and self-motivated. Those hard times really built my character, and like it made me realize that I don't need anybody besides the people that love and truly care for me.
Leaving the fucking nest, do things like that, and not listen to what your parents try to tell you what you need to do for your future.
Don't listen to your parents.
If you have a dream and you know for sure that you're gonna achieve some shit and your parents is scolding you for that, then yeah, don't listen to them motherfuckers.
So if music wasn't your career, what would it be?
I wanted to go to college to be a forensic scientist for like blood splatter analysis. If you ever seen the show Dexter.
So you might be a murderer.
Oh, yeah, to be a murderer.
So like a legal murderer?
Yeah.
I was gonna either be a UFC fighter or I was gonna be in the military. It was gonna be that or rap.
Would you rather sell your soul to be famous or not be famous at all?
I'd rather not be famous at all, because just because I'm not famous doesn't mean I'm not rich. I could still be a rich musician, just not famous. There's a bunch of those guys.
Yeah, you can be like behind the scenes.
Yeah, Quentin Miller, you ever heard of him?
I'd rather sell my soul for the fame. Hell no, I would not sell my soul. Your soul is like what makes you you. Selling it for some fucking external fame isn't the smartest idea.
If you had any advice for other artists trying to make it, what would it be?
Top 3 things. 1, do your research, study the business of how mechanical royalties work, how publishing works, how you can publish your own music, what type of deals to look for from labels, how to just build a team, and like know that you can't do everything by yourself. Like you need to have a team, and like it's okay to take constructive criticism and not let your ego get in the way. But at the same time, don't let people bring down your ego, because as an artist, it's almost essential that you do have an ego, because without having an ego, you're not confident in yourself. You're not believing in yourself as much. You need to find the sweet spot of how to balance your ego and how to not be egotistical. Like Constant was saying earlier, don't let people try to like portray their own image of how your life should go. If you see your life going a certain way, you should just pursue it and have faith in yourself and believe in yourself. You know what I mean?
3 things. Stay true to yourself. Don't follow trends. And never, ever give up even when you feel like you're discouraged because you don't have as much people listening to your shit at the moment. Because it will happen. Just keep going.
Can you give us a little freestyle?
Just acapella. Just might bring my Nina in this bitch. Masked up just like Scream up in this bitch. Fight Club, beat your ass like Brad Pitt. Menstrual cycle bleeding in this bitch. Twist up on his head just like a dreadlock. I am 1 of 1 like a dead stock. What's that in my blunt? Oh, that's dead ops. Ask about me, pussy. I don't fed talk.
Your misconceptions about me is unimpressive. I will start a revolution assuming it's televised, but I don't know, it didn't happen when my brother died. When I like Abel, ain't no stable thoughts from homicide. It's hard to swallow pride when all you think is do or die, and see their mother's tears when on the brink of losing minds. It's hard to
What's one thing you wish women understood about men?
One thing that I feel like is a big problem in modern day relationships is like sometimes when a man is not showing you the attention you want, doesn't necessarily mean that he's mad at you or doesn't love you as much. He may be going through his own internal conflict that may be making him feel insecure about the relationship, or maybe he feels like he doesn't deserve you. But I guess I wish women would be more considerate and not always jump the gun and think that just because their partner isn't happy or showing them affection doesn't necessarily mean that they don't love them as much as they did before. They might just be having a bad day.
I want y'all to understand that as men, we go through a lot of shit. The only time we, evolve and shit is through different types of challenges and everything. So it's like we simply want a support system. Be loyal, be healed. Don't keep no previous trauma inside of your brain and then put it on your man and shit, and then also gaslight them into some bullshit reason of why you're being an asshole because, you haven't really healed. Take accountability. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Take some fucking accountability. I'm talking to y'all.
You all.